What's going on, guys? I'm Andy, and you might recognize me from the Summer Drift Series, where I took my 1998 Audi A4 that I'd previously converted to rear-wheel drive and slid it with the rest of the guys. So today's project, I'm going to take my buddy's B8 Audi A4 and see whether or not we can make this thing rear-wheel drive. This would be the traditional torsion style center diff quattro setup. So a couple of the things that I have to kind of check is number one, I don't know if you can see, where the front axle might go. So where the front axle actually goes into the transmission, need to make sure that the piece that is actually inside the transmission stays when the axle comes out. They should, but I've had only one instance where that cup didn't stay in. And it was in a 90 Audi, so it was older, it was a Quattro 1 brand, not this style obviously, but the other was electronics and whatnot around it. I don't really see any, which is nice because center diff is right here, which is the same torsion style center diff that I have in the B5 and I have in the B6, and I'm assuming probably in the B7 as well. So also got to find out whether or not he wants this welded, because open diff is very scary, but welded diff is not fun dailying. So gonna find that out, and basically gonna weld this guy up. Going to destroy these front axles, which sucks. Hopefully we can potentially find some splines that'll fit from something else, but all a good time. This was first step, I guess, is getting it up in the air, making sure there's no crazy sensors in here or electronics that I'm gonna have to deal with. I think it is mostly a mechanical quattro transmission or a mechanical Haldex. Or yeah, wow, look at me, listen to me. Ooh. Alright, so first step was obviously getting the downpipe off, so I can then take the trans brace off, and from there I can take the 8 bolts or 12, I forget exactly how many. Drop the drive shaft, and yeah, so on and so forth. Alright, so I got the subframe brace out, got the transmission brace also out. So another good way to keep track of bolts that you've taken out, especially if you're putting the vehicle right back together, is just put them back into the brackets that they belong, either once the piece is off, or you know, once you have a part off and removed it and you can put it back on, whatnot. So yeah, got that off. Next step, I'm going to drain the transmission and then drop the drive shaft and center diff, and then be going to weld it up. Quickest way to commute around the shop. Ooh, damn, girl. Ooh, damn. So this is totally not the right tool for the job, but we gonna use it. These like to just stick together really good, so there's a tiny little ridge in this, and that's where we go and tap it, hopefully get her out. So let's try. Center diff is out. Oh, okay. The ground. All right. Yeah, center diff. Right, center diff. So I'm hoping with the top apart and inside here I can probably weld it. I hope. And if not, then this has been a waste of time.
Interesting. Yeah, it shouldn't be the end of the world at all.
Yeah, I think we'd be alright. Alright, so center diff is out and off. That is obviously, I don't know which is which, front wheel. So this is rear wheels, and this one, I can't spin the front tires, but yeah. Rear diff housing, which is massive compared to mine. And center diff, which is also way different than mine. So, take these guys out. All those. Take them off, disassemble it. Hopefully it is very similar to mine and we can weld it, because if not, this was a waste.
I'm playing too. And there's the output fella. And then another clutch.
That is weird.
Well, it's like a thrust plate. So it's got all the grooves in it for oiling and stuff. So there's like gall when it, because the way all these helical gears go, when you load them, they go one way or the other. So it's
puts torque either back or front.
Yeah, it's loading this whole cup down or up. So this fella is out. This fella's in. You can't weld that because it's going to be a wiggly mess. Okay.
We are going to put this on the lathe, put a chamfer, a larger chamfer on that edge, as well as along this edge. And then we are going to weld around the top here, and then also, and these guys, going to weld around this bit. I'm gonna have to do some kind of machining to get it to be flat, so the other clutch piece can sit on top, and then put it back together once it's, you know. Yeah, so I'm going to bother Michael and see if he will help me lathe.
So interrupted cuts, like gear teeth, are very bad. So you want it, you have to go like extremely slow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is hard.
Scary.
So this is a hard gear. And the midless sparks.
And that's not what we want?
No, not really.
Uh-oh.
I mean, you could grind a bevel all the way around it too.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, that's without some specialty tooling.
This ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. With Meg Sparks, it's a hardened gear.
Yeah.
And then we don't.
That's
you can cut it on a lathe, but that's more if you're a professional. Because like you need special tooling, and it's one of those like you have to go in heavy. You can't do too light of a cut or it doesn't work.
It probably breaks the bit.
Yeah, like it melts the tip off it, but like you have to go into a heavy cut and do a heavy pass.
Oh, that's scary.
And that's scary. Yeah.
Okay, so mill didn't work, or the lathe didn't work. Too hard, so we're gonna use this buddy. Now, it's just a matter of welding everything together, really. Look, see? So, yeah, I should probably put gloves on. Anywho. B5 boys. Just did that one. That was toasty. Woo. Boom. Oh, come on. Okay. And okay. And what is happening? We are welding around this edge here, and then each of these buddies, once that's done, there's another clutch plate that slips in here into these tabs, and then the cap fits on right through the top here, and that's that. And then we'll slap it back in, fill it with some fluid, and hopefully we got a rear-wheel drive B8